I was going to bed, and I was like, Mom, I'm super angry. I want to go to school tomorrow and put papers all around the school, the floor, the ceiling. I don't care. I want everyone to know what is happening there in front of our school. I'll be talking about the importance of vegan activism, how to start and how to keep it long-term. I'll start by introducing me. My name is Delphi, or Delfina. Spanish. I'm an activist from Barcelona, Spain, as Martin said. I was born vegetarian, so I was always really close to animals, and I thought I was doing the best I could for them. Then I started researching a bit more, and I became vegan 9 years ago. And 6 years ago, I started doing activism because I wanted to do more for the animals. I'm currently an organizer for Barcelona Animal Safe, which is part from Animal Safe, and also I coordinate some chapters from Spain. Yeah. So I think most of you, if you're active, maybe you started with Cubes of Truth, doing outreach in the streets. So I also started like that, talking with people in the streets, participating in marches, doing disruptions. I don't know why this is not. Okay, just going into Burger King or McDonald's and doing disruptions and shouting and trying different styles of activism. I also tried to create content for social media, and I started trying different types of activism, also doing talks, going to sanctuaries to help, doing Meet the Victims, direct action, open rescues, non-violence direct action in different cities, also undercover investigation and trying different stuff. But I realized what I like the most is doing more creative stuff, because I'm also a dancer. I really like art, and I'm really creative, so I try to join all that into my activism, and I started doing more performances. This was the first action I organized in Madrid, in Spain, and it was really successful. People was really shocked and stopped there in the streets to talk to us, to get more information about veganism. Then I just started, well, I'll do it like this. To mix that activism with more creative for Christmas, or just giving free food, but always trying to put that creative point of view into the actions I did, also with Barcelona Animal Safe. Because the important thing is just to catch attention so people can come to the action and get closer and get the information and just talk about veganism. I'm also a graphic designer, so I like to create signs, and I love postering that works like a publicity advertisement, also to make awareness about veganism. And I'll show you just quickly more actions that we do just to catch attention and make people come closer, because when they see that it's kind of artistic, they don't have that reaction that they don't want to talk to us. They are more interested because it's art. So if it's art, it's okay, right? This is a performance we do in Barcelona to talk about the marine life, but also obviously about odd animals. And I'll go just quickly through different kind of actions just to inspire maybe some of you, give you some ideas, but we'll talk more about it later. So I want to start by talking about the stigma of the word activist, not just animal rights activists, but activists in general, which are some bad adjectives that are usually related to activists. Can you just shout some of them? Extreme. Something else? Annoying. Radical vegans and activists. Terrorists. So yeah, usually activist is related to these adjectives, but as we know, that's not really true, right? For me, activism or being active is doing everything that is possible within our possibilities to try to change an injustice, in this case, animal injustice, right? And to making visible that injustice, that oppression that animals suffer, and that is really normalized. So why is activism so important? Usually when I talk to vegans, they say like going vegan has been the best thing, or one of the best things they have ever done in their lives. But also when I talk to activists, they say, well, vegan activists, they say going active, being active is one of the best things they have ever done. So to describe why being active is important, I would like to give an example. Imagine being in the streets and seeing someone beating up a dog. And we have three options to react. Option one is be part of it and support it, which means you agree with what the person is doing and you support it, or at least you don't think that's wrong, or you are part of it. Option two is you get angry, so you don't think that's correct, that's an injustice, and you don't want to be part of it, but you leave. And option three is to act, to do something to stop that injustice from happening. That thing, that action can be calling the police, it can be putting the person apart from the dog and taking the dog. It can be record a video so you can go to the police and complain about this. You can do a lot of stuff, right, to stop that injustice from happening. So if we relate this to real life, option one would be a non-vegan person, right? You can proudly contribute to animal exploitation, or you can do it unconsciously or not that direct, but you are being part of animal exploitation. Option two is thinking that that is an injustice, that it should stop, and you think it's wrong and you don't want to be part of it, so you just decide to not exploit animals anymore, but you leave. You don't do anything actively to stop that injustice from happening. So option three would be to act, to be active, to do something that is possible, anything that you can do to stop that injustice from happening. So why is activism so important? As we all know, there are trillions, billions of animals being exploited and used and murdered every time, not every single second. So we have the possibility to create change around us. All of you, you are needed, you are important to create this change for animals. So I want to tell a little story. When I was 8 years old, I wanted to be Lisa Simpson. I wanted to create change for animals. I was an animal lover. My primary school was in front of a full bullfighting arena that was active at that moment in Barcelona. And my mom used to take me to the protests there. So after one of those protests one afternoon, I was going to bed, and I told my mom, I was super, super angry. I didn't understand why people do that to animals. So I was going to bed, and I was like, Mom, I'm super angry. I want to go to school tomorrow and put papers all around the school, the floor, the ceiling. I don't care. I want everyone to know what is happening there in front of our school. And my mom was like, well, maybe we can do that. I don't know why she said that. But we can do something. So what we did was going to the magazine from the school, and we managed to give some drawings and text. I did it with my friends, and we posted in the magazine. And my mom also got an interview with a bullfighter, a debate, written in that magazine that got published and was read by the 500 families that were in that school. So the message here is that if a little 8-year-old girl could create a little change in her school, every one of us can create change. So an individual can create change. Because if it's not you, creating that change, who is going to be? And if it's not now, when, right? We cannot expect other ones to create that change. We cannot wait for tomorrow or the next day to start doing something, right? We all can do something. So to talk about types of animal liberation activism, sometimes people relate activism with something super extreme, that you have to change yourself in front of a slaughterhouse. And obviously that activism is great. I really support it and I think it's super necessary, but it's not for everyone, or it's difficult to keep it long term, right? So I see activism as a broad fun. There are a lot of types of activism that you can choose from and that you will feel maybe more comfortable with. So here are a big list of things that you could do. Obviously, you can find yours. This is just a few. You can create content for social media. You don't even have to leave your house to do that. You can create text, videos. You can do street activism. If you're a lawyer, you can give legal advice for activists, NGOs. You can go to marches. You can volunteer in sanctuaries. If you work a lot and you have a lot of money, you can donate it to a sanctuary or NGOs. If you are an artist, you can create art and sell it to raise money for sanctuaries, or give a talk in an exhibition and talk about veganism. If you're good at organizing or planning things, you can plan events like this, or even smaller events. You can invite someone to talk and you just plan the event. You don't have to be the one giving the talk. But if you want to, you can give talks or do a documentary screening in schools, universities, at your job, always bringing the message of veganism. And well, the list is so long, and I'm sure you can imagine some more, and later we will talk about this as well. So some recommendations on how to start and how to do it long term would be try different types of activism. You can learn a lot from all of them, even if you don't want to stay there for a long time. You can see which kind of roles there are in each type of activism, what things you like, what things you think that's not for me. It's important to try at least, right? And to know how is it. Because sometimes from outside, it's very different from when you are inside that type of activism. Then find your place, because each of us is really different from each other. And we have to find what best fits for us so we can do it long term. So for me, this formula is key. You have to mix your passion, which would be what you like doing, your hobbies, your job, what you studied, things you do really well. You mix some of that with action, you take it to action, and then you mix it with your mental and physical health, which is really important. And now there's more people talking about it, and that's really good. But I think it's super important, because if not, you cannot keep it long term. So keep your motivation up. For me, these three are really important, like going to sanctuaries and see free animals and happy animals and connect with them. Also meeting with other activists and vegan activists and feeling I'm not alone in this movement. And also going to vigils. Maybe this one is a bit more sad, but it's also motivating for me, because I see the victims face to face, and that helps me to motivate. But I understand this is maybe not for everyone, but each of us should look for the things that motivate us to keep going. So another recommendation is to keep reflecting on what we are doing, how can we improve, what things we can do better, what things work, what things don't work, so we can do every time better for the animals. And I think this one is also really important, that is give a correct message about veganism. And what I mean by that is to not mix veganism with a diet, a lifestyle, food. We sometimes talk too much about food, and veganism is not about food, it's about animals, and it has always been like this. Veganism is not for health, it's not for the environment, it's for animals. Sometimes we give a wrong message about veganism, and then we have people that have been vegan just for 3 months, and then they left it, they were 90% vegan, and we always create people that consider themselves vegan, or they promote the word vegan, but they are not vegan, right? They are not talking about animals. Because veganism is a political and ethical stand, and it's an answer to finish the oppression that they are going through. So I don't know what time is it, but I want to propose a group activity. Maybe if you can join 3 or 2 people, and just answer some of these questions to try to find, maybe you already know which type of activism you do. Maybe most of you are active already and you feel super comfortable with your activism, but maybe some of you don't, or the people that is watching it online or later can reflect with these questions to try to find that activism that is more close to you. And even if you talk now, you can find new stuff about you, because when you talk to a stranger, maybe they have more ideas than you do. So I don't know, maybe we can talk for 5-8 minutes, and then we keep going. Does someone want to share something that they have discovered or talked about, even if it wasn't something new?
Hi, I would not say discovered, but we just talked about the different talents and things we have to offer, and I could translate stuff, but it's difficult because most associations only have a limited need of translation stuff, so it is would be great to have a database where everybody could put online work they could do, working together, that I could say, yeah, I can translate from Spanish to German. And yeah, because I just in the presentation before, the Ärzte gegen Tierversuch were saying they have a huge database in German but not in English. So I would like to offer that, but then I would have to know which association needs my help. I could of course contact them all and ask hey, do you need somebody? But maybe that could be done more efficient, and maybe that would also be the case for other activities and things, graphic design or yeah.
Yeah, sure. We can always contact NGOs or businesses and give our talent, our job, or try to help wherever we can, translating or drawing, graphic design, or whatever our job is. I'm sure there's a place for us, and there's a lot of NGOs that need help, right? So if there's no one else that wants to share, I'll finish here. Anything we do, anything we choose to do, please always bear in mind for whom we're doing this. We're not doing it for us, we're doing it for the rest of the animals. Its revolution, its social transformation has been possible thanks to those who chose to act, right, and create that change. So finally, don't be afraid to be on the right side of history. Thank you.